And so Fort Adams was designed for 468 cannons. And this is kind of the lucky one. We have 6 more original cannons over on the north end, but they were used as moorings, so we pulled them out of the bay a while back. But this one was with us all along, and we rebuilt the carriage for it. So this would be the type of room that this cannon would be deployed in. It's a 24-pounder. That refers to the weight of the round ball that would be shot out of it. It would take 8 men to operate the cannon. There's a diagram here showing the different maneuvers. These shows the various, so that's the size of the 24-pounder ball. We also had 32-pounders and 42-pounders. And after the Civil War, they went to the Rodman gun. That's this shell here, which was quite extensive. So we had 15-inch Rodman guns. So that would be the diameter of the barrel. You can see the difference in size. So the 24-pounder would weigh 5,500 pounds. And the Rodman would weigh 50,000 pounds. Quite a difference. And so we'd have a gun in each window, and they vent the smoke out through a vent to the roof there. They have a pintle here that the carriage would pivot on, so the carriage is always going to be pointing directly out the window. It recoils back. They'd load it up, then they'd run it forward out the window to fire it. It fires and recoils back again. And they're quite loud. I can just imagine you have 6 of them going in a small confines here. It would be pretty crazy. When we have reenactors, they bring 10-pounders, field guns, and even that, the ground shakes when those things fire, so 42-pounders were really kind of crazy. So this exhibit space is donated by the Naval War College. That's the history of Narragansett Bay from the early years on this end up through to the current day. Recently had this exhibit here on the Perrys. All of Hazard Perry from the War of 1812, and mostly this is about Matthew, who opened Japan. And this is to honor the Black Ship celebrations in Newport. This is more on how the French were helpful in the Revolution. They liberated Newport and marched from here to Yorktown, and really a major factor in winning the Revolution. So, defenses of Narragansett Bay, we had stuff everywhere. Major air bases, major fuel depots, ammo depots, torpedo stations, a major fleet anchorage. During the 20s, they'd have the Great White Fleet anchored all through the bay. Gould Island and Goat Island were major torpedo manufacturing. They had like 10,000 people working on Goat Island at one point in time. Built most of the torpedoes for World Wars I and II. Kind of led into Newark and Nusk these days are major underwater research facilities. Most of the Navy ships have moved out, but we've got quite a number of commands. Education and training these days. This torpedo here is actually a smaller torpedo. This will be an airdrop torpedo. This is the Mark 13. The Naval War College has some just cut it in half to view the interior. It's like a rocket ship. I was astonished at how intricate. Well, it's like a small ship, really. It's pretty fancy stuff. So yeah, so this first one is actually that model of that there. And then the next one would be from a submarine torpedo, and then the biggest would be destroyers. So. The Navy is